Hey, what up, Long Beach? Welcome back to the 562.org. It's Tyler.
And Mike, and this high school football video is brought to you by Naples Rib Company. All of the 562's Long Beach Poly coverage is sponsored by Jayon Brown and Playfair Sports Management and Juju Smith-Schuster and the Juju Foundation. And all of our Millikan coverage this year is sponsored by Curtis Boyer. Thanks to all of our sponsors.
Let's get to it, Mike. Morley game of the week. Again at Millikan, Long Beach Poly in town to take on the Rams, but they are shorthanded. Banged up without Matt Martinez, Angelo Miranda, and Miles Jackson. Jordan Anderson going to have to go in and start at quarterback, which is not something we've seen from him.
Well, and meanwhile, they're going to be playing a rested and hungry Poly team that's coming off their bye week, undefeated and a top 5 team in the state. Jackrabbit linebacking core with Josh Noodles Kason, D. Will, Ike Mika Ele, and others has been absolutely stacked up. Tough to run against.
And a tough ticket tonight, Mike. Really tough to get in this game. A sellout. The Millikan mob was at full strength. But on the opening drive, Poly going to work. Great juggling catch by Jason Robinson over there along the sidelines. If at first you don't succeed, fight on, and maybe you will on the second try.
And it's time to meet Xavier Jones. You want a tub?
X gon' give it to you.
A 35-yard touchdown for the sophomore speedback, making his debut as sort of a regular running back for Poly. That puts him up 7-0, less than 90 seconds into the game.
Don't worry, there's more from Jones. On the next Poly drive, the Jackrabbits get it moving again. Curry going to hit Jaden Robinson, a more conventional catch, but we did get a little old-school wrestling after at the end of the play. And you can ride all day long, but you'll never catch Mr. Jones. X from 23 yards out, his second touchdown already, as we're less than 4 minutes into the game. Welcome to the show, and Poly, putting up some resistance.
That Jackrabbits defense really pinned their ears back and was eager to make a statement today. It was just tough for the Rams being shorthanded, but a huge shout out to Anderson, sticking his nose in there at a new position, really giving it everything he had. We were very impressed tonight.
Jaden Hunt going to run for a first down here as the Rams go on a methodical 8-minute long drive. This was their best drive of the game, moving into Poly territory. They got some help from some penalties. Ultimately, Anderson going to buy some time here, looks to make a play through the air, finds Charlie Broughton for the touchdown, Mike. Unfortunately for Millikan, this play would get called back due to a holding and kind of took away their big highlight. Anderson not able to get away forever.
Yeah, Ola Rapati going to come in with a big sack on third down, and that has moved them well back of field goal range. Rams trying to get creative, but just tough sledding against a swarm of white jerseys. As we said, that Poly defense has been outstanding all year long and really playing with a purpose in this game.
Curry then going to find J-Rob over the middle. Gets a nice hit from Anderson there, but J-Rob with another nice night on the perimeter. We're used to seeing that. Jones then breaks off another huge run, leaving defenders in his wake. 15 runs, 169 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Unfortunately, he left the game early. We certainly hope he's doing all right and want to see him later in the season.
For sure. Curry's going to keep it himself to finish off the drive, and that's going to make it 21-0 Jackrabbits.
What a somersault
into the second quarter. Let's remember, football is a kid's game. Sometimes you got to get out there and bust out the somersault. Jackrabbits up 3 scores midway through the second. Rams trying to get on the board before half, but Armani Wilkson and the defense had rude intentions.
Yeah, that's just a good hard collision between 2 good football players there as he and Pelham kind of come together on that end around. Phoenix Tusa going to come in for the sack of Adrian Ramirez as Poly's defense just really had the clamps tonight. You can tell they wanted to preserve that donut. They had it at halftime, 21-0, as it wasn't too many fireworks, especially how it was at this field last week.
For sure. They go right back to the ground game. Jones breaking tackles and showing off his speed. Really saw a lot from this guy tonight. They've had some thunder out of the backfield, but this is really some lightning you're seeing from the Jackrabbits to have a speed option back there inside the 10. Curry, the TD vulture, once again messing up everyone's fantasy scores. Who had Jones? He keeps it himself for a second TD.
DC looks good. Mike, you vouch for him?
I'll vouch for him for sure. DC
won
with TD2, and then Jaden Hunt had a big game against Jordan last week, but just look at how many gold helmets are coming into frame following that run to the sideline. Really a swarming effort from the Jackrabbits.
Then in coverage, it's Noodles with the INT. Oddly enough, he had a better time catching passes on defense than on offense tonight, but he'll take it, and you know the rule, Mike.
If you pick it, you stay in at running back and ultimately six it. Great hard running inside the 15. Noodles, the Snoop Dogg of the Poly backfield, if you'd say, Tyler. And then Kason will bounce it outside and deliver the blow at the goal line as the Jackrabbits starting to pull away here a little bit at the end of this game.
Yeah, he sends a message here. That one was for Pops. It's 35-0 Jackrabbits here in the second half, and that would allow them to get some of their reserves in. Omar coming.
Omar Stokely taking it down inside the 5. You could feel the energy and excitement from that Poly sideline to see some of their reserves get in and get a chance to play. And then it's Tino time. Now Tino Science Castorita is going to bring it in for the final score of the game. And that's going to give the Jackrabbits their margin of victory, a 42-0 shutout. They get the shutout Saturday, they get the Saturday off. I think that might have meant more to them than anything else, but it's a big win for the Jackrabbits.
And we've got rivalry games next week. Poly is at Wilson, Millikan, a huge game at Lakewood. We got to thank all of our sponsors, including Ocean Law Center, for their support of local sports coverage. And if you want to keep up with more league football, you got to keep it locked right here. 562.org, your home for Long Beach sports.